let's illustrate that through the actual documentation fraud that you have. You've mentioned robo signing fraud, but for a newer audience that might not even be aware of the term robo signing, can you just give us an example of what that means and how that played out in your registry?
Yeah. What happened was we would have, for example, a guy by the name of Brian Bly was a known robo signer. We were looking at these documents and we were saying, this signature isn't right. The signatures are all crazy, and they would forge people's names. You know that. I mean, what they were doing was they had to process these records real quick to get them into the registries to get the money on the street. So what they did is they hired people who sat down and signed phony names all day long, not their own name, someone else's name. 1 minute they were signing as the vice president of a mortgage company. Then they were the notary notarizing someone else's signature. And I have 39,000 of these documents sitting in my registry on display. And there's absolutely no question that they're all fraud.
39,000.
What does that constitute in the end, John? What happens to people after there's a fraudulent name from a fictional VP in the process? What happens? What's the consequence?
It clouds their title. It makes everything going forward. It's the scene of I tell everybody my registry is a crime scene. And nobody visited it, by the way. That's very important to know. I invited everybody, state officials, everybody.
Name names.
Well, the attorney generals, the governors, the secretaries of states. I said, come on down, take a peek. Come down to the crime scene, take a look. Let's see what it's all about. Nobody showed up. Now, you got to really think about that. Are they that scared of the banks? I mean, I know it's all nonsense. I mean, you listen to these banks and listen, they merged with Wall Street and it's all money. And I know I keep repeating myself, but it's true. And we sit there every single day and look at it and nobody's doing anything about it. You guys exposed it. Don't ever forget that with the con. And that is, if people could sit there and watch this, I think it would change. I think people would say, wait a minute, what's going on here?
I keep thinking about the